some things that did not exist 30 years ago? Febreze, disposable contact lenses, social media, YouTube, streaming. One thing that did exist 30 years ago is WSI. And we are now marking 30 years of WSI with some of the most important faces, voices, and dare I say influencers in the organization. And today I'm joined by Ryan Kelly from beautiful San Francisco, California. Ryan, how are you today?
I'm good. Northern California's in the house. What's up?
In the house. You're going to have some competition. There's a lot of people joining for some pretty cool spaces. We'll do a ranking at the end of all of these. How about that?
I like it, but I know for a fact you've got like Ireland, France, Canada, maybe even like Budapest, Hungary. So, we've got good wine.
Yes, you do have very good wine, and a great ballpark with the greatest view in all of sports. So there you go.
Ooh, very nicely said.
Yeah. So Ryan, take me through. I mean, you've been with WSI for 18 years, but let's go back. What's your origin story with WSI? How did you get to where you are today? All those years ago.
Oh man, I was a nerdy kid selling the yellow pages, but I was killing it with the yellow pages. Remember what that was? That's this thing called ink on paper, right? And I remember, and I'll fast forward briefly, when I started this company, WSI Smart Marketing, I used the yellow pages, but for my daughter to sit on at the kitchen table. So there you go. So I was a nerdy kid selling the yellow pages, bought my first 2 homes off of the yellow pages, and it was a fantastic career. The yellow pages were dying, and at the same time, my mom and my dad were retiring from their current careers. So I asked them if they wanted to go into business together through a series of conversations, and we started WSI Smart Marketing 18 beautiful years ago. You know what else didn't exist 18 years ago? My son, who is now 18 years old. So there you go. I can always gauge the age of my business by the age of my kid.
Brilliant. I'm curious, you must have seen so much change over the last 30 years evolve. But a company always needs to change and adapt. I'm curious, how have you changed and adapted over 18 years of business with WSI?
Well, I'll give you 2 sides of the coin here. The first side is sales. Man, we basically built websites. 18 years ago, we built websites. And then we started building, get this, websites for mobile. It was amazing, right? And then after that, it was search engine optimization. And then after that, we added social media management. And then after that, we added reputation. And now after that, you've guessed it, we've added artificial intelligence optimization. So there's one side of the coin. We've adapted by innovative product line development. But the second way we've adapted is this. I was the young zit-faced kid calling the home office every day saying, I need help with this. I need help with that. We don't know how to do this. We don't know how to do that. And the home office and the community were brilliant and so giving to me over the years that now, fast forward 18 years later, it's my honor to be the one answering most of those questions and mentoring the next generation of agency owners. So it's really neat to kind of see the full circle of not just how we've adapted as a business, but how I've adapted as a man and an owner.
That's amazing. And I'm curious, why do you think WSI, I mean, maybe this is the answer, but WSI has been able to adapt to websites, mobile, SEO, AI, all these things. But what do you think makes WSI different from other agencies, or networks?
Have you ever, okay, listen, I'm not going to overshare, but my wife loves the show Friends. I grew up on Seinfeld.
Yeah, classic.
One of the best Friends episodes I've ever seen was when the pivot episode.
Yeah, of
moving the couch up the stairs. Pivot! USI, the home office, is great at the pivot. They're great at reading the landscape. They're great at understanding what was, what is, and what is to become. So it's been really neat to watch the home office pivot, make changes, adapt to the online search economy, to digital marketing as an industry. It's been spectacular to watch those changes.
And the sort of the tagline for this whole campaign is 30 years, 30 lessons. What would you say your lesson is? Something you've learned on the journey that stuck with you, or somebody's coming in, you have to get this across to them on day one?
Yeah, stay relevant. And the only way to stay relevant is to stay flexible. So be willing to learn, be willing to adapt, never stop learning, be willing to innovate, be willing to study, be willing to have conversations, don't get stuck in a rut. So stay relevant, and you stay relevant by staying flexible.
What do you think flexibility, how would you define flexibility in business? Is it just if you see or feel a moment of resistance, stop it? No, is it What would you define as flexibility? Because I feel like people would have
No,
different definitions.
my gosh, flexibility hurts. It's like that good pain at the chiropractor,
Yeah.
right? It's like that good pain when you're on the floor at the gym going,
Yeah.
I think flexibility needs to hurt a little. I think flexibility is about recognizing where that good pain is and saying that that's not a bad pain, that's a good pain. And here's something to look at. Like with artificial intelligence coming on the scene over the past few years, a lot of agencies have been nervous about what it would do to impact their business. But the reality is, it's all positive. If you're willing to stay flexible, if you're willing to innovate, if you're willing to ideate, if you're willing to look at your product lines, if you're willing to stay relevant and look at what your customers need and not just what you provide, I think that flexibility should hurt just a little bit. And it's not just about making bold moves. Bold moves are a big part of being flexible. But it's all those micro adjustments along the way that re-steer that yacht, that big cruise ship that takes a lot of micromanagement to move that big ship a little bit every single day until you're finally pointed the right direction.
It must have taken you some trial and error to really get that clarity over the years, eh? Like when you feel that moment of, okay, it does hurt, but this is a good pain. Like, do you have kind of a moment from your early on in your career that was like you look back to and you're like, okay, don't forget that time. Don't forget. Like,
Look, Ryan, you're saying trial and error. That's a really nice way of saying failure. Yes, there has been super failure in the past. For instance, we saw the dramatic need for local search optimization. We saw the need for small businesses, whether it was a restaurant or a small law firm or a real estate office or a franchise-driven business, like water and fire mitigation or whatever it might be. They wanted to all come up in this Google Map placement. How do we come up on the top 3 in the Google Map? And we saw the need. We got flexible. It hurt in a good way. And then we launched a product line way too fast without enough testing. And oh my gosh, did we fall flat on our face. So learning from those kinds of things where it's like, okay, we need to slow down. We need to do better testing. We need to roll it out slow. We need to ask our clients that are on that product what they're learning from it, if they find value in it, what they would do to change it. Or do they feel like they're paying a fair amount? All kinds of questions you never want to ask your clients. But when you bring them into a beta test or you bring them into a product test, those conversations change drastically and they can become infinitely valuable. So yes, there has been a lot of failure along the way, but through failure comes great successes if you're willing to study, learn, adapt, and stay flexible.
absolutely. I'm curious. I mean, AI is a great example of trial and error. I mean, people going way too fast, people being way too slow to adopt it. I mean, we're seeing it all over the internet, social media, regardless. I'm curious, with your expertise, your experience with WSI, what role do you see AI playing in the next, in the digital space for the next 5 to 10 years?
The AI plays in everybody's sandbox. Everybody's. I don't care if you're an architect. I don't care if you're a builder. I don't care if you're in data, in manufacturing, in hospitality or food and beverage. I don't care if you're in law. AI is effectively changing the entire world as we know it. And the way that AI is working against Google is kind of like the first Google arms race ever in 20 plus years. So we have integrated AI into every division of our business, be it marketing, be it creative, be it financial, be it sales. It doesn't matter. We're using those tools in our everyday processes to become more efficient, to be smarter, to scale our knowledge, and to be more affordable for our clients and to provide better successes and better performance. But on the other hand, how do I see that changing our landscape and economy within the search or digital marketing industry? I see search engine optimization, the idea of being found in the right place at the right time when somebody is looking for your business or organization but doesn't know your business or organization. How do you get found there? Search engine optimization is changing to search everywhere optimization. So when you start to understand the signals that AI has and how it's pulling in its answers for its answer engines, it becomes really valuable, I think, to understand the pivot that's happening within the digital marketing industry. And good digital marketing companies are starting to understand how to adapt to AI search.
If you had to describe WSI in one word, what's the word? What's the choice there? How would you describe it in one word? And why do you land on that?
I would say collaborative.
Mm.
And I think that stands apart from a lot of other larger organizations where it's not collaborative. It's about selling product. It's about the bottom line. It's about profitability, which, don't get me wrong, all of those things are critical to any business's success. But the collaboration, kind of the centrifugal force of the collaboration that this network has because of its size makes it unique. The idea that we can have such big data and learn from each other, the fact that the home office works so hand in hand with the agency owners around the world, the fact that the agency owners around the world work hand in hand with the other agency owners around the world. Like, collaboration happens within the community as well. I think that collaboration is what makes us very unique, and it also is what makes us not just special, but makes our performance stronger than other organizations.
Perfect. Ryan, you're like a walking soundbite, man. You've got a great voice for great clips, man. I've got nothing else planned for you here. Is there anything you'd like to say or remark on to kind of celebrate the 30 years, or do you feel like you've gotten it all off the plate?
Yo, home office, WSI corporate. Thank you for my 18 years in this organization. They've been beautiful, successful. You've given me an amazing life, not without hard work on my side too, but hand in hand, we've had a great marriage, and I appreciate you guys to heaven and beyond.
Well said, sir.